Hey YouTube, I just wanted to make this video about why you're not even breaking even with your money. Most people look at money as, whatever you've got. If you're not going in the hole, you're breaking even. Well, I wanted to make this video and attach inflation to the issue because we all know inflation is, where it is. If it goes up, the value of the dollar goes down. It's essentially the concept. So I made a chart here to say if you get no interest on your money, you kind of think, okay, I'm breaking even. But when you factor in inflation, that kind of changes. So you can see here 1% return on your money, 2%, 5%, all the way up. And I just kind of wanted to give you a visual representation of what's going on here. So the inflation rate changes every month, or it's constantly changing, but it's the way we measure it. So we can just take and look at the past year, or the past 12 months, let's say, and the interest rate was 1.1%. All right, so we got to keep this in mind. If we're not making at least 1.1% return on our money, we're not even breaking even. So let that sink in. I have a savings account with a certain bank, which I'm not going to say, but they're all pretty much the same. And it gives me, I have $500 in there just to keep the account active, $500, and I get like a penny every month. That's not very big savings. Generally, you'd think, hey, it's better than not a penny, which is true, but you kind of have your money sitting out there when it can be active. All right, so we're going to say, draw a dashed line here. All right, so if I have my money sitting at home and it's not drawing any interest whatsoever, it's kind of here. If I'm not making at least this much return on my money, I'm not even breaking even due to inflation. So the interest rates are going to be much less than 1% in a savings account. And there's other stuff you can have, CDs, they're not doing 1% now. Probably 10 years ago we were up around 5%, so we were doing good, but it's just not that way anymore. I have some savings bonds that are 20, 25 years old, and I went to take them out of the bank the other day. And I was going to cash it into a better asset that would pay me more return. And they kind of tell it was drawing 1.3%. So I'm at least breaking even with the money. But they kind of tell me, you can't take it out. You can't get better than 1.3%. There's, you can't do that. It's just, this is the best place for your money. Well, when you look at it, I'm barely breaking even. So I'm like right here, I'm barely breaking even, drawing 1.3%, which is much better than most things you can get from traditional accounts that banks offer and pay you interest on. But what I wanted to talk about is that there are other things that you can do. For instance, if you go out and you invest in, say, real estate, I love investing in real estate. So you can go out and you can draw probably around 5.5% return on your money off of some REITs, which are real estate investment funds, kind of like crowdfunding sort of thing. But you go out and you invest money and you draw 5.5%, you're much above that 1.1%. And it'll go up and down from time to time. I think the national average over, don't quote me on this, but I say the last 10 years or so has been around 2%. So you're kind of in this range, and if you're not making at least that much money, you're not breaking even. And you can do better. If you go out and you actively invest and you have cash flow, you account for appreciation, you account for tax write-offs, etc., you can actually really go up there and make a whole lot more. But what I want to talk about specifically is the people who have a day job, they're making whatever per month, and month after month and year after year, it seems like they have less than what they started with, although they're getting pay increases, and they don't understand why. Well, the cost of living is going up, and the inflation rate, it fluctuates, but if you're not making that increase in your pay to account for inflation and the cost of living going up, you're not even breaking even. So holding on to your money, or maybe investing somewhere around in here in the bank to get some kind of return on your money, you're not even breaking even. So that's just something to consider, and here's a good visual representation. So again, 1.1% is the last 12 months. And if you're not making at least 1.1%, you're not breaking even, and you don't see that, but that's what's going on, and that's kind of what's causing you to be in a bind. So that's something to take note of. It's something that kind of stood out to me when I first come across it. So I hope it's of value to you, and just keep watching. I'll post out some more videos to help you financially. So that's it.